Hey everybody. So I've elected to do these much less edited, intricate videos for now, for the time being, only because I don't have internet set up right now and all kinds of jazz. But just walking through the property that we're going to be moving to. There's a lot of land here, and it's in the woods, and it's right up my alley. But I was thinking, what am I going to talk about? Because I have a bunch of videos up, scheduled to release, but not for the next couple of weeks. I pre-recorded a bunch last summer. But I'm just walking through here, and I'm thinking about how beautiful it is here. And how you can find magic, I guess you could say, all around you. It's beautiful. You just have to know where to look. And, you know, I like to take the scientific approach to spirituality. But personally, my path is very eclectic. I wouldn't even call myself Wiccan, because I'm far from it. But there's definitely I take a lot of Native American religion approaches. Actually, 13% Inuit Indian. And I take a lot of shamanistic approaches in my path. I love everything that is nature and all the things that nature has to offer us. And that's why I felt like the ideal kind of setup and video for me would be, today I'm actually going out here, I'm getting some pine resin, because I use it for some salves I make. And I'm at Tom's house. I've talked about Tom before, you know who he is. And we're here, just walking through the woods. What you might not know about me, which is a fun fact, is I'm actually a certified herbalist through the National Foundation. And one of my favorite parts of herbalism is how closely it ties to spirituality. There is so much that is similar. So I'm actually I'm looking for some loose sap. And the cool thing about it is that you can use it for so much, like pine thistle tea. Actually, and Tom taught me this one. Pine thistle tea can be used as a antibiotic for the digestive tract if you get some kind of, drink some bad water, something like that. It's good for soothing that. And one cool thing about the pine trees, believe it or not, the evergreen tree is called the Godess tree. Ties a lot into spirituality, a lot into all the world religions. Shamanism is a big one. And I just thought about it for a second, and I thought how ironic it was, because we see pine trees, and we know what pine trees are, we know what they look like, but they used to be used medicinally. The sap from a pine tree can do a lot of things to save your life, believe it or not. You can use the salve for antibiotic properties. The sap will burn with a little bit of a spark, and it'll stay hot. It'll burn a long time, which when you're in the woods, you need that. Especially, I don't know if you can tell, but it's cold and damp here today. I live in Pennsylvania, and tis the season. Here we are in February. It's not getting any warmer. But I thought it was ironic because as we talk about pine trees, if you look at the correspondences for a pine tree, it has a lot to do with healing, increases your immune system, good for fertility, all these things. Now, we know from being outside, and I know from being an herbalist, that you can use the antibiotic properties of pine trees. And I just thought it was ironic, and I figured I'd bring it up here, that all the correspondences for pine trees go along completely with the scientific purposes and reasoning, which just goes to show you that there's a lot more to it than we know. And these people that used to know all this before us, these spiritual people and shamans and witch doctors, what have you, all know. They all knew what to do. No school ever taught them. But what you want to do is, if you look where these knots are, there's not any here, but you got to look at these knots. And when you find these trees, you'll see these knots where these branches pop out. And a lot of the time, you'll get branches that fall due to like branches and limbs falling on top of them, But when these knobs snap off, let's see. This guy's sad. He's towards the end. But when these snap off, if you look in there, all up in here, it's not going to focus, is pine salve. And you can use it for all of, there it is. All of the properties we talked about earlier. And I just thought that'd be something cool to bring up. Kind of ties in spirituality and science, kind of our thing here. But I'm going to keep going. I got a bunch of stuff I'm going to try to collect. And I will see you guys, I don't know, probably next week, maybe before. Have fun. Love you, bye.